Let's get to this video here, dude. Right wing, watch it.
I can't believe
I spent the better part of a week in prayer and just saying, God, show me something. And I'll share with you some things I'll share with you. I think he showed me about the next president, but I'm not supposed to talk about that, so I'll leave you in the dark.
I don't know why I'm bringing it up, really. Kind of wanted to let you know that I do know who the next president is. I just can't say anything.
Probably just as well.
You can say you're right no matter who wins.
Oh yeah. Oh, I knew he was gonna win. I just couldn't say anything.
But I think I know who it's going to be. I'm going to read just what I wrote down, and I'm as if I'm hearing from the Lord these words. Your country will be torn apart by internal stress. A house divided cannot stand.
Whoa, dude. Country will be divided by internal stress. I wonder if that's like a regular occurrence that's happened in this country since its very fucking founding.
Dude, that's the thing. It's the reason why he's talking like this. It's so intentionally vague because that type of shit happens all the fucking time.
It never stopped. It's been happening.
It's literally through all of human history.
It's not even unique to this country, dude.
There's always periods which are heightened in conflict, and then periods which are, have less conflict in them generally, but there's always some type of fucking conflict. There's always some people going at each other's throats. I don't know.
He's making predictions for 2020, dude. Let's see how many of these he gets right. 2012. This is an old
2012.
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought this was an older one.
Your president holds a radical view of the direction of your country, which is at odds with the majority.
Dude, wow, you could not get more vague. This probably goes without saying, but my dad watches this guy and loves this guy.
Everybody do the monkey with me.
The monkey.
My mom watches that Joel Osteen.
Oh,
guy.
my dad loves him too.
That's her favorite.
Expect chaos and paralysis. Your president holds a view which is at the odds with the majority. It's a radical view of the future of the country, and so that's why we're having
Again, that always happens.
this division. This is a spiritual battle which can only be won by overwhelming prayer. The future of the world is at stake because if America falls, there's no longer a strong champion of freedom and a champion of the oppressed of the world.
So religious,
Look how vague all
jingoistic.
this shit is. This is so fucking vague, man.
Yeah, just religious, jingoistic gobbledygook. No, that one wasn't even vague. That one was just a bunch of, like, religious speak.
Yeah, but it could still be interpreted as, like, different people.
Yeah, that was nonsense.
There must be an urgent call to prayer. And then
Is that it? What a prediction, dude.
the Lord said a time of
Christian calling
maximum
for prayer? Say it ain't so.
stress and peril greater than at any time since the CBN ministry began. This country will begin disintegrating. Now, I thought, when did we start this place? I started
Christians have been fucking saying this forever. It's gonna get worse than it's ever been, though. It's gonna be so bad, like, you won't even imagine how bad it's gonna get. It's just gonna get so much worse, dude, any day now, and that'll be proof of God. They've just been hedging their bets and waiting for the next disaster so they could say, look, see, we were right. We predicted this.
think of all the things that went on. You have the assassination of President, the assassination of Martin Luther King. You've got a war in Vietnam. You've got all these things. He said it's a worse stress than before. So I'm saying, God, let me give you suggestions, and you tell me if any of them.
Oh, you're gonna
right?
You're gonna suggest things to
You're
God,
gonna give
really?
suggestions to God?
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Well,
think
hey.
that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, God listens to Pat Robertson. Well, let's see if
No
he does.
wonder we're so fucked.
Maybe
Find
that's
out.
why God is such an asshole, man.
You know, pick one. So I said, is it an EMP blast? No, that isn't it. Is it a cosmic or solar radiation blast? No. Is it the Mayan galaxy alignment? No, it's not that.
Which will shock many.
Is it an earthquake or a volcano? No.
Get on
Is
with
it a
it.
massive power failure? No. It's an economic collapse. And God said, and I
Oh,
quote,
an economic collapse, guys. Wow, that takes a brilliant fucking genius to predict, yo. I just got this out of nowhere, guys. Like a giant collapse of the healthcare system in this country. It's gonna happen, yo. It's all gonna collapse, yo. Don't know when, but eventually.
Dude, this is like me making the prediction, like, there will be more COVID-19 cases in America. Like, anyone can make these basic fucking assumptions. Like, seriously, the economy is gonna fuck up
dude.
eventually. And when it happens, Pat Robertson will point back at this clip and be like, yeah, I was right.
Oh, yeah, he will. It's coming, and we can all tell it's coming, and you don't need to be an economist to tell it's coming. You don't need to be a fortune teller to tell it's coming. It's pretty darn obvious, dude. There's a bubble that's getting over and over inflated, and it's about to fucking burst.
Once
And-
again,
and-
it will be the common man who pays for it and not billionaires who got us in this situation and always get us in this situation. Once again, the working class will have to bail them out and ourselves.
Take a look at this next clip here. Even Pat Robertson Robertson attacks creationism as a joke. All right, let's hear it.
There was a bishop in the Middle Ages there, 1800 something, who added up the dates listed in Genesis, and he came up with the world had been around for 6,000 years. There ain't no way that's possible. You know,
Wow.
anybody that's in the oil business knows that he's drilling down. You drill down 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles underground. You're coming into all these layers that were laid down by the dinosaurs. And we have skeletons of dinosaurs that go back about, 65 million years. And to say that it all came about in 6,000 years is just nonsense. And I think the time we come off of that stuff and say this isn't possible. I mean, so there was a Big Bang. So it doesn't mean it came spontaneously. Nobody knows what caused the Big Bang, but I say God did it. God's in charge of all this.
Oh my goodness.
God's in control.
So
and
this-
he is the author of all life.
This is actually not an unpopular take. I actually held this position when I was a Christian. Funnily enough, I actually argued this exact point with my father. When I was still a Christian, I would argue there's scientific evidence the world is more than 6,000 years old. That is a fucking, like, foregone conclusion. If you still believe in God, and I believed in God at that point, I was like, look, if God created everything, like, that's still fine. Like, evolution doesn't disprove God. God could still be the one that started it all.
This clip really amazes me because it's really something that needs to be shown to, like, people in your family, Jay. He's probably never seen this before.
No, he probably has. He watches the 700 Club literally every day, dude. Literally, as long as I can remember, he's woken up in the
God.
morning, turned on the 700 Club. Yep.
700 Club.
Yep. Also, Kenneth Copeland, another fucking disgusting grifting huckster.
Huckster.
The grifting huckster show, dude.
Yeah, the grifting hucksters. Dude, that should be the name of a podcast, the grifting hucksters.
Yeah, dude.
Grifting
Anyone wants to
hucksters, yeah.
use that, you gotta pay us for that name.
Yeah, give us fucking royalties.
The grifting huckster.
At least the fucking fans won't be able to complain when they, like, fucking sell out a bunch of sponsorships and shit. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? We're called the grifting hucksters. Let's just call the show the grifting hucksters. Going
The
forward.
grift-
Yeah,
yeah,
dude,
dude.
this is the grifting hucksters. I'm gonna
What
change
kind of
the
companies
fucking...
would sponsor such honesty, though?
What, the grifting hucksters? Let's find out. I'll fucking register us as an LLC. I don't know what a fucking LLC is, but I'll do it anyway.
In the morning, when your dad watches the 700 Club, God aligns with whatever the fuck Pat Robertson says. And then
Yeah.
at 10 a.m., when he watches Joel Osteen, God is whatever the fuck Joel Osteen says he is, and
Yeah,
so
dude.
on. And he believes it all,
Yep.
even if they directly contradict.
It's an ideology that's literally built around making apologetics for contradictions. That's what you have to do to make the Bible make sense. Especially if you're a biblical literalist, you have to do a lot of fucking mental gymnastics to hold that shit together.
It must be nice, right, to be that delusional and fucking stupid.
That's what I'm saying. It must be. Ignorance is bliss, yo.
Why aren't they happy then?
It's not about happiness in this life. It's about happiness in the next life. Because that's an eternal life. It lasts forever with Jesus. To suck Jesus's cock, a never-ending church service for all eternity. Even the most extremist Christians, even the most fundamentalist Christians are becoming more liberal in certain areas because they have to.
Still have people who are thinking that the earth is flat.
Okay, so
I don't know how progressive people are getting.
Alex Jones loses it over drag queens reading books to children.
All this is a societal wrecking ball to destroy any semblance of normality, any semblance of basic human biology that you see in the bees, and you see in the birds, and you see in the pinnipeds, and you see in all the other major species of otters, and of mice, and of cows,
otters.
and of horses, and of everything else, ladies and gentlemen.
We're not any of those species, though. Dude, we're human beings. We're constantly evolving. We're a hell of a lot smarter. Right-wingers and Christians, by the way, believe that we have dominion over the animals and that we are inherently better. So why are you comparing us to animals constantly?
You know what, Jay? Let's just all take off our clothes immediately, because animals don't wear clothes.
Animals don't
Okay.
wear clothes. Animals, a lot of animals, by the way, don't even fuck with monogamy, dude.
The thing that doesn't make sense about this argument to me is the reason that there are trans people is because of the dichotomy that we have set up as like male and female.
That is something we've been wanting to talk about for a while because, yeah, dude, I do think... Now, look, I'm not trying to put down trans people. If people want to get the surgery, go right the fuck ahead. However, I don't disagree that there might be be some people that end up feeling the need to go through with that when maybe that's not what they need. Maybe they just have been forced into a box, into a false dichotomy of male or female, and they don't like either of those choices. Or maybe they don't fit into the one that,
Right.
that they've been told that they belong
It should be like
into.
a spectrum. It shouldn't be like,
Right.
I choose this or this.
It should be about who you are as a person. Male or female should only tell you what genitals you were born with. That's it. But that's the problem. We have a society that doesn't view it that way. Yeah, that's why we have fucking trans people. That's why we have non-binary people. That's why we have gender fluid people. That's why we have queer people. All of that. And I'm not belittling those people, because if I was a little less comfortable with who I am as a person, I'd probably need to affix one of those labels to myself as well. I'd probably call myself like gender queer or gender fluid or whatever. I have used the term gender fluid, but it doesn't really mean much to me, and I don't really hold on to it as anything.
I miss when you used to dress up in drag. It's very entertaining.
I do enjoy doing that from time to time. But at the end of the day, I don't like being put into a box. I guess Alex Jones is a hyperbolic child as usual. There's nothing wrong with trans people. Nothing wrong with trans people reading to children. You're a fucking idiot. Thanks, Chelsea, for joining us, dude. It was fun.